Good day, class. This is the part two of our week four topic of our module, which is the competitiveness and mission strategies. So we now continue with our lesson two on mission strategies. In the first part, we finished discussing about the organization's mission. So, what is a mission? What are goals? And what are strategies? So, we all know that mission goals has been one of the priority in different business organizations. This will serve as the foundation of the development of organizational strategies. Now, I have discussed to you in the first part, whereby what are the goals, strategies, and what are missions. So, strategies again are plans for achieving organizational goals. So there are different basic strategies. Then we have defined the strategies and tactics. And now we go on to what we call our strategy formulation. So we are finished with strategy and tactics. Then how would we able to formulate our what we call strategy? So strategy formulation is almost always critical to the success of a strategy. When we try to formulate, when we try to create an effective strategy, senior managers must take into account the core competencies of the organizations. So what are the core competencies? Again, it is the cost, quality, time, and flexibility. So this would be your basis. Now, these four competencies would be your basis in terms of creating or formulating or crafting your own strategy. And they says here, and they must scan the environment. We have to identify what are those opportunities and possibilities that can affect the business. No? Okay. First, a strategy formulation is what we call SWOT analysis. Okay. SWOT is often regarded as the link between organizational strategy and operations strategy. In SWOT analysis, it is a tool to analyze the performance of the business organization. It assumes that strengths and weaknesses are frequently internally related, while opportunities and threats commonly focus are due to the external environment. So, alam natin yung S&W, which is the strength and the weakness, no? It is we should analyze it based on what do we have inside the organization, internal. Now, yung opportunities and your threats, what are those factors that can affect the business outside of the business organization? Okay? So, yun yung pagkakaiba ng SWOT. Okay? So, the name is an acronym for the four parameters the technique examines: strengths, characteristics of the business or project that give it an advantage over the others. So what do you have inside? In terms of our 5 M's, no, identify natin in terms of our inputs, identify natin kung ano yung meron tayo. What do we have? Ano yung strength natin in terms of manpower, in terms of your materials, in terms of your machines, in terms of your methods. Okay, so what are your strengths? Na identify mo yun. Okay, then for example, sa manpower natin, highly trained yung mga they are highly trained, no? Pag sinabing highly trained, they are knowledgeable in terms of those aspects, in terms of uh, in terms of our human resources, na alam sila dun sa tinatrabaho nila, alam nila yung ginagawa nila, knowledgeable, no? So we have an edge. When we say have an edge, we have an advantage that is considered as a strength, no? Low cost yung mga products natin, we consider it as a strength, no? Materials natin, yung method natin, yung process natin, how maganda yung process natin, maganda yung standardized lahat ng mga process natin is considered as a strength. Yung weakness naman, okay, is the opposite of the strength, which is characteristics of the business that place the business or project at disadvantage relative to others. Ano yung wala tayo? Anya di pagkapuyan ng saan tayo mahina? Ano yung wala tayo dito sa o saan tayo mahina in terms of comparing it to the other competitors, no, within themselves also. So within ourselves, ano yung mahina tayo? Yun yung classify natin yung tinatawag natin weakness. Now, we go to opportunities. Opportunities are the elements in the environment that the business or project could exploit to its advantage. Yun yung factor na sinasabi natin na what can be what can the what can benefit the business organization from the external factors. This is what we call opportunities. Okay, for example, uh, the weakness, no, the weakness of our competitor can be our opportunity. No, di pagkapuyan yung kahinaan ng kalaban mo is can be your opportunity. Um, for example, in business organizations, they do not deliver on time. So if they do not deliver in time, that is an opportunity for us to develop a system or develop a process on how would we able to cope up or deliver our products, no? Or deliver our products at a fast pace, no? Mas mabilis na intervals na pagde-deliver ng product. So pag nakita natin na ang kahinaan, kasi tulad na sinabi ko, kung ang kahinaan ng isa, ng kalaban mo, your competitor, could be an opportunity for you. Okay? Now, sa threats naman, is an elements in the environment that could cause trouble for the business or project. Ano yung factors that could be a threat? Okay, environment and the external factors. Okay, so can be yours, the strength of your competitors can be a threat to your business organization, no? Yung kalakasan ng kabila, no, can be a threat for you. For example, knowledgeable yung kalaban mo, maganda yung mga equipments nila, state of the art yung equipments nila, that could be a threat to you considerably, that the level of their production can increase is increasing, tapos yun yung isang wala sa'yo, that could be a threat. Okay? So, that is how we are able to explain about yung tinatawag nating SWOT analysis. The strength, your strength can be a threat to your competitor. Your weakness can be an opportunity for them, or the other way around. Their strength can be your threat, no? Their weakness can be your opportunity. Okay. So strength or weakness are internal factors viewed depending upon their effect on the organization's objectives. What may represent strength with respect to one may be one objective may be a weakness. Distractions, competitions for another objective. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina na yung strength can be a weakness or a strength can be a threat to the other. The factors may include personal finance, manufacturing capabilities, and all the marketing mix for peace. Okay. Ano yung mga for peace natin? Marketing mix for peace. Okay. Yung product, promotion, price, place. So, those are my marketing mix. Doon sa within that certain within your organizations, yung mga marketing mix mo, that is considerably your S&W. Okay? Strengths and weaknesses have an internal focus and are typically evaluated by operations people, yung operations function. Sila yung nag-evaluate kung ano yung meron tayo doon. Okay. Now, under opportunities and threats, these are considered external factors that can influence the business. These factors are the political factors, economic factors, socioeconomic factors, technological factors, legal factors, okay, as well as changes in the marketplace. In other terms, yung PESEL, yung tinatawag namin. PESELE. Okay? So, political, economic, socio, technological, and legal factors. Yun yung PESEL na sinasabi natin. Okay? So, an- and another part is yung anong changes in the marketplace, in the industry, ano yung mga paiba-iba. Okay? So results are often presented in the form of a metrics. Threats and opportunities have an external focus and are typically evaluated by marketing people. So marketing people do the research. No? They try to identify what are those factors that could affect the business itself. Okay, so they must determine what competitors are doing or planning to do and take that into account. They must critically examine other factors that could have either positive or negative effects. This is sometimes referred to as the SWOT approach. So, yung matrix na sinasabi natin, ito yung example, there are two examples. This is the first example of our what we call matrix, no? SWOT. Okay? So, helpful, sinasabi natin helpful for the business organizations, yung strengths and yung opportunities. Harmful to achieving the objective, which is our weakness and our threats. So, yung internal, yung sinasabi natin, S and W, tapos yung external, yung O, tsaka T. Okay. Same is true with our other matrix. No? Strengths. List your advantages, unique and low-cost resources. Factors mean that you get the sale. Okay? Ito yung mga uh, components na meron tayo dapat sa strengths. The weakness, what are your disadvantages? What are your limitations? What could you improve? Factors lose you sales. No? Those is a weakness. How about opportunities? List your chances to improve performance. Good opportunities can use spot. Okay? Yung opportunity. Yung threat, same. List your external trouble for the business. Obstacles you face. What are your competitors are doing? So, tulad ng sinasabi ko kanina, the strength of other competitors can be the threat of your business organization. Oh, so that is on what we call the matrix of what we call SWOT analysis. You can find more examples in the internet kung yung mga different types of SWOT analysis. So basically, SWOT analysis is not only beneficial to business organizations. In every organizations, lahat ng organizations, ito ang ginagamit nila to identify their performance and to be able for them to craft strategies or to develop strategies in order for them to attain those certain goals or those certain objectives that has been established, that has been created for the organization. So this is a great tool, yung tinatawag natin SWOT analysis. Okay. Then I presented also an example here of a Michael Porter 5 forces, pero hindi siya commonly ginagamit. But it is also an alternative to SWOT analysis. Okay, it says here it takes into account the threat of the new competition, the threat of substitute products or services, the bargaining power of customers, the bargaining power of suppliers, and the intensity of the competition. Ito yun. Okay. Ito yung example ng Michael Porter 5 forces. I just present it to you kasi may common. Ang common nun is yung the threat of yung na-identify natin yung threat tsaka na-identify natin yung opportunities. So, ito yung focus. But we will not be using this. I just presented it to you. Pero karamihan ang gagamitin natin in terms of analyzing our performance of the business or performance of the organization would be yung SWOT analysis. Okay? So, if there are any questions in our SWOT analysis, you can just type in your questions in the comment section of our week 4 topic in our Google Classroom. Now, we go to order winner versus order qualifier. So, in formulating a successful strategy, organizations must take into account both order qualifiers and order winners. Yung order qualifiers are those characteristics that potential customers perceive as minimum standards of acceptability for a product to be considered for purchase. However, that may not be sufficient to get a potential customer to purchase from the organization. What yung order qualifiers, what sets the standards in terms of the product, in terms of the product. Yun yung tinatawag nating order qualifiers. For example, ang common type in terms of sa Jollibee and between Jollibee and McDonald's in terms of the burger products, they set the standards in the burger products, no? 100% same yung product nila. Pero what sets them apart, no? What sets them apart from from those certain two products are considered what we call order winners. Or what we call order winners are those characteristics of an organization's goods or services that cause them to be perceived as better than the competition. What sets them apart? Example, sinasabi ni Jollibee that yung burger nila is 100% beef patty. No? Nagse-set yun, mas ano yung characteristics na hindi common sa dalawang product. Okay? So, that's what we call order winners. For example, another example, dun sa cheeseburger ng Jollibee tsaka yung McDonald's. Okay. With those certain two types of product, no, with the cheeseburger and the cheeseburger of McDonald's and Jollibee. Yung sa cheeseburger ng McDonald's, no, meron siyang pickles, meron siyang cheese, meron siyang mustard, meron siyang ketchup. Ba? Dun sa Jollibee, meron siyang cheese, meron siyang ketchup, and the burger patty. Now, what sets McDonald's as an order winner? Yung mustard tsaka yung pickles. So that's the order winners. What sets them? What is the most advantageous for the edge for them based on the order qualifiers, based on the two certain product. Okay, that's what we call order qualifiers and order winners. Another example in Jollibee. In Jollibee is yung ordering system ng ordering system ng Jollibee at McDonald's. Sa McDonald's, when you go to both business establishment, when they take orders, commonly ang order qualifiers doon, ano yung standard form of ordering system is you go to the no, you go in front of the POS of the point of sale, you take the orders. Diba? Ganun yung nag-set na standards. Pero si McDonald's, meron siyang digitalized ordering system. Yung parang malaking tab na dun ka nag-order. That sets them apart in terms of setting the standard of what we call order winners and order qualifiers. Okay? So those are example of what we call order winner and order. Meron siyang system. Okay? So ano yung the basic characteristics of an order qualifiers and order winners? Number one, the price of the product. Okay? Nagsiset tayo ng SRP, which is ano yung mas mura sa kanila, ano yung mas mahal sa kanila. Okay? So yung yung base natin is ang base product, ang base price natin is SRP, that is order qualifier. And now kung sino yung mas mura or mas mahal, that's order winner. Delivery reliability and delivery speed. Uh, that is another factors of determining your order, the standards set versus the uh, characteristics that perceived to be on a competition. Same also with what we call quality. So basically, ang order winner versus order qualifiers is setting the standards. When we set standards, after setting the standards, the one who has an edge over the other competitors is considered as an order winner. No? That's basically the quantifier. That's how we'll be able to quantify or qualify the essence of what we call order winners and order qualifiers. Okay. So obviously, it is important to determine the set of order qualifier characteristics and the set of order winner characteristics. Okay. It is also necessary to decide on the relative importance of each characteristic so that appropriate attention can be given to the various characteristics. Marketing must make the determination and communicate it to operations, identifying those uh, availability or what sets the other competitors an advantage over you. So you must have to be able to identify those. In order for you to craft your own formula or strategy to be competitive, no, with the other type of with the other markets, no, with the other competitors. That's how order winners and order qualifiers um, sets the importance in terms of strategic formulation. Now, another strategic formulation characteristics that can be helpful to the organization is yung environmental scanning. Pero, na-discuss ko na sa inyo kanina ito, doon sa SWOT analysis, yung tinatawag natin environmental scanning. Ito yung tinatawag nating PESEL. PESEL. Political, economic, legal, technological aspect, okay, which also includes also competition and market. So environmental scanning is monitoring of events and trends that present either threats or opportunities for the organization. Generally, these include competitors, activities, changing consumer needs, legal, economic, political, and environmental issues, the potential for the new markets, and the like. So, what are the key factors in the external factors in external scanning or environmental scanning? Okay. Number one is economic conditions. Okay. Are there any laws? Are there any ordinances? Are there any um, rules that can able to contribute, no, that can contribute to the business organization, or can they be is there any economic conditions that can give a threat or an opportunity to the business organization? For example, inflation and deflation, interest rates, tax laws, and tariffs. Those are economic conditions that can be able to help or that is an advantage to your business organization. So, yun yung tinitignan nila. Another is yung tinatawag nating political conditions. Okay? So, political conditions is based on the condition of any local government unit that can able to help the business organizations in terms of political stability. Uh, is there a political stability or instability? Madami bang may factors ba na kino-consider natin in terms of yung pamamalakad ng isang local government units? Are they helping the business organizations? Are they helping the SMEs? Okay. So do they make certain ordinances or laws that can provide or that can help these business organizations based on political conditions? Okay. It's not only about uh, political instability and instability or the presence of wars or any crisis. No? So that's an example. Another political conditions is right now in our pandemic is how they able to handle certain protocols to business establishments, no, that would cater to our customers. For example, political conditions, dapat sineset ng local government unit yung minimum health standard in term when you go to different business organizations, so different business establishments. For example, no, kailangan ano yung ginagawa natin? Kailangan meron tayong logbook, meron tayong guard na nagtitingin sa atin na kailangan natin isulat yung pangalan natin, yung address natin, yung contact number natin, no? That is an that is a strategy that has been presented by the local government unit in order for us to be able to number one, para mas madali ang contact tracing natin in cases where there could be in exposure of our customers. So, yun yung another example is how can they able to help the business establishments in terms of pandemic. May mga business establishments na hindi nag-open during the pandemic. So, ano yung ginawa nila? No? Ang ginawa ng local government unit, nagkaroon sila ng tax discounts. No? Handa nga nagbayad to these taxes done during that certain period. Okay? So, those are examples of political conditions that can affect the business organizations. Then, legal environment. Another is what are the government regulations in terms of paying taxes, trade restrictions, minimum wage laws, product liability laws, and recent court experience, labor laws, and patents. No? So, in the legal environment, how can they able to help these certain laws of certain local government unit that can help a business? For example, aping hindi naman ako bias pero may napapansin ako bakit mas madami nagbi-business sa outside Metro Viga ay outside Vigan kokonti na lang dito sa ah, Bigan. Karamihan sinasabi nila lang mataas na lang ang binabayaran nilang tax sa Bigan, mas mababa sa outside Bigan. Can be Bantay, Santa Catalina, or San Vicente. Those are examples that considerably that can affect the business. Mataas yung tax, hindi na ako magbe-business sa Bigan. Punta na lang ako ng Bantay, punta na lang ako sa San Vicente, o Santa Catalina or Kawayan. Those are examples of on the terms of legal environment that can affect the operations of the business. Okay. What else? Now we go to technology. So technology, this include the rate of which product innovations are occurring, current and future process technology and design technology. So technology can also be a factor that can influence the business. Okay, with the presence of technology right now, you can be able to you or can you be able to uh, get or be able to grasp these certain changes, these certain factors that can help business organizations in terms of what we call technology. Kasi karamihan wala pa silang business organizations, kailangan meron kang point of sale o POS, sila cash register na meron silang resibo na automatic na yung resibo. Karamihan, manual pa yung resibo, manual pa yung cash register. No? So, ini-encourage ngayon ng BIR na dapat meron tayong point of sale para may release yung resibo. Kasi karamihan may transaction, hindi na sila nagre-resibo na manual na yung ginagamit nilang resibo. Okay. Another number five is what we call competition, external factors, the existence of other business organizations. Paano yung competition in the market? Okay. Paano yung competition in the market? Can they be a threat to your business organization? Okay. And markets. This includes the size, location, brand loyalties, ease of entry, potential for growth, long-term stability, and demographics. Okay. The size of your business organization or the business. Okay. The availability, the location of your business, brand loyalties. Brand loyalties, may mga different individuals kasi na they prefer certain brands. For example, sa food. What do you prefer? Do you prefer McDonald's or Jollibee in terms of their fries? Okay. Sa location naman, kino-consider natin na the availability of that place, kung saan ka magpapatayo ng business mo, meron ba siyang parking area? Malapit ba sa sentro? Okay? So that's one factor. Yung ease of entry, madali bang madali bang magpatayo ng business. Kasi karamihan pag magpatayo ka ng business, ang daming permits na kukunin mo. Okay? Pag small business ba, kailangan mo bang mag-apply ng DTI, ng BIR mo? Ba? May question sa akin yan noon. Sir, yung mga online seller ba, kailangan ba bang mag-register? Yun yung mga question nila. Okay? So, which is very potential. Potential for growth and long-term stability. Okay. Yung demographics naman, yung demographics in terms of um, sino yung mga excuse me, sino yung mga customers mo, are your customers children, adult, teens, okay, yung availability of your of your customers, or what we call markets. Okay, so those are our external factors. Now we go to our internal factors. So we have to also to identify. So in our internal factors, this all can be analyzed. This can be factors to be considered in using your SWOT analysis also. No? Example, human resources. Okay, do they have the skills and abilities? Okay, do you have the special talents? Pag meron sila lahat yan, strength. Consider mo na strength. Pag wala yan, they are considered weakness. Same is true with facilities and equipment. Okay? Yung capacity, ilan yung capacity nung facilities mo, gaano ka manung for example, yung warehouse mo, ilang kaban ng bigas na kayang ilang kaban ng bigas ang kaya niyang i-accommodate for warehousing. Okay? The location, is it far from the main business center? Okay? Okay. Yung example, yung gaano katagal na yung machine mo, baka matagal na yung machine mo, madaling masira. It can be considered as a weakness or a strength also. The cost to maintain it also and to replace, kino-consider natin sa mga equipments natin. Okay. Next is yung financial resources. Okay. Cash flow, access to additional funding. Do we have that easy access to be able to get our loans? Okay. Existing debt burden, cost of capital are important considerations. Yung cash flow natin, mabilis ba tayo makakakuha ng pera para makapagpabili tayo makapagbili tayo ng mga raw materials na. Okay? That's what we call financial resources. Customers also they produce loyalty. How can you able to develop loyalty in your business organizations? No? Yung tinatawag na din suki-suki system. Okay? Una, pagpaboran, ikikamti free na. Tamo, the chances are, babalik sila sa iyo at bibili ng product mo, di ba? Okay? The existing relationships between you, understanding of wants and needs are important. So in the customers, yun yung pinaka-basic. Yun yung sinasabi natin, suki-suki system. Okay? Products and services. Okay? So in SWOT analysis, do this includes your existing products? Are they potential for the new products and services that you offer? Uh, do this certain customer still wants your product? Okay, the technology. Okay, this includes existing technology, the ability to integrate new technology. Yung technology kasi, it also, kino-consider din natin yung sa facilities and equipment natin. Okay. Suppliers also. Supplier relationships. Okay. Dependability of suppliers. No, pag bumibili ka ba ng product mo sa kanila, talaga bang binibigay nila yung tamang product? Hindi ka nila niloloko. Yung quality. Yung sa flexibility is yung in an instant you can able to change your orders. Na-accept ba nila yung flexibility nila? Okay? And service are these are typical considerations. Yung tinatawag dependability, quality, flexibility in terms of supplier relationships. Okay. So what are other factors? Yun yung patents. labor relations, company or product image, okay? Ni yung company or product image, the tinatawag nating integrity. Okay? Kasi minsan, makikita mo, ay, hanta mapanta kasi nakabumbuntog ti serbisyo da. Yan yung company image eh. Okay? Because you're setting your own image, kailangan pakita mo sa kanila that yung mga impressions ng mga tao. Kasi malalaman din ng mga tao yan. Eh, matagal yung serbisyo mo, natatagalan tayo. Okay? Distribution channels. Where do you able to sell your products also? You know, what are other forms of selling your products? Do you sell your products or do you try to sell your products in this certain type of locations or sino yung mga in short, sino yung mga reseller mo? Distribution channels mo? Grocery ba? Sari-sari store ba? Online selling ba? Yung consider the distribution channels mo or your other resellers. Relationships with distributors, maintenance of facilities and equipment, access to resources, and access to markets. So these are what we call the internal factors na kino-consider natin in identifying the possibility of our strengths or our weaknesses. So dito tayo magbe-base. Uh, Pag maggagawa tayo ng SWOT analysis natin, dito na mag-base kayo dito at mag-base kayo dito yung sa opportunities and sa threats ninyo. Okay. Now, in strategy formulations, very basic. Okay, these are the key steps. Okay, you should always link your strategy directly to your organization's mission or vision. Okay. So first is you identify your what is your vision. Then next is what is your mission. Then you can be able to set your own strategies, your objectives, your goals. Kasi makakapaggawa ka na. Kasi meron ka ng basis. Then assess your strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities, and identify your core competencies. Ano yung core competencies mo? Kasi pwedeng quality tsaka time, pwedeng quality tsaka yung flexibility. Okay? So, magbe-base ka dito sa natawag nating core competencies natin. Okay, dito sa apat na ito. Okay, dito sa apat na ito. Okay. The next is yung identify order winners and order qualifiers. What's your standard of producing a product? Okay. Then select one or two strategies. Low cost ba, speed ba, customer service ba, yung focus. Okay. Then we go to supply chain strategy. Okay. So under supply chain strategy, sustainability strategy, and global strategy, basically we have discussed this in week 3. No? So what are those activities? No? A supply chain strategy specifies how the supply chain should function to achieve supply chain goals. Yun yung supply chain strategy. Yung sustainability strategy naman, society is placing increasing emphasis on corporate sustainability practices in the form of governmental regulations and interest groups in terms of how would be able to follow the certain regulations of the government. What are those measures? What are those actions that you need to do? Okay. Now, the next one is yung tinatawag natin global strategy. How can you able to compete globally? No? What are those actions or what are those measures, what are those steps or what are those processes in terms of competing in a international or global scene. So those are different factors in terms of strategy. Okay, so that's it for week 4. Okay, so if there are any questions for week 4, you can just you can just type in your questions in the comment section of week 4 in our uh, Google Classroom model. Okay, so uh, uh, um, my announcement is your week 4 objectives or your week 4 activity. The deadline is on Sunday. Okay, you can submit the deadline on Sunday. Okay, so this is your professor, your teacher, and your instructor, Justin Arsoria, saying, have a good day, everyone. Thank you.